Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So as an author who shares writing advice on the internet, I've gotten lots of questions about working with editors, both recently and just in general. The questions range from working with editors as a traditionally published author and working with freelance editors, so I'm going to cover both. I'm going to cover the traditional publishing part first because those questions are almost always steeped in this huge myth about traditional publishing, that editors can force you to completely change your book and make you do things that you don't want to. So I'm going to say right off the bat that is false and not at all how working with an editor in traditional publishing works. So first off, when you get an offer for a book deal, the editor offering will talk to you and your agent about the major changes that they want in your book. So you can decide up front before making any commitments whether or not those changes are in line with the vision you have for your book. And guess what? If those changes are ones that the editor absolutely needs done but you don't want to consider, then that's fine. You can walk away. When an editor suggests a major change in a manuscript, it's because there's some kind of issue there that needs addressing. And if you don't like their proposed change, that's okay. You can work with them to figure out a solution that you're both happy with that still addresses the problem. So I just want to clarify that because editors aren't looking to completely change your book and throw out what's there. If they're making suggestions, it's because they really like your story and want to help you make it better. And ultimately, at the end of the day, they want you to be just as happy with the end result as they are. So okay, there's no forcing or arm twisting. That's not how traditional publishing works, so don't worry about that. Alright, so that covered, let's talk about freelance editors. There are lots of varying opinions out there about who should work with freelance editors and when, and honestly I think it's 100% up to you. I've actually done a whole vlog on working with freelance editors, so I'm going to link to that below. So my abbreviated opinion is while I never worked with a freelance editor because I couldn't afford it, I think that they can be helpful, particularly if you aren't getting the results from submission that you would like and you aren't sure why. I think working with a freelance editor can also be a great way to kind of test to see whether you're ready to go on submission too. And of course, if you're self-publishing, then yes, you absolutely need to work with a freelance editor. I wouldn't say if you want to traditionally publish that working with a freelance editor is required. I would say it's required to work with someone, so you should have critique partners, and I'll link to my vlog on where to find critique partners below. But working with a freelance editor, whether or not you want to do that, is 100% up to you if you want to traditionally publish. So the short version, if you want to traditionally publish, freelance editors are helpful, yes, required, no. If you want to self-publish, they are both helpful and required. But ultimately, don't be afraid to work with editors. They're there to help you. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.